All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Today, we talk about the Chiefs losing, the Lions being the Super Bowl favorites, top 10 teams in the NFL again. Who's the real MVP? Fuck, we'll throw that into the end. I know we can do it, but goddamn, there is no MVP, so we'll talk about that. But first, we have to start with the most important thing that happened last weekend. I can't even say it with a straight face, but
it's not important to me.
I know. Jake Paul took on Mike Tyson. I thought that shit was. Well, let's start. Let me go back. Netflix, y'all got to get y'all shit together. If y'all gonna have football on fucking Christmas Day, y'all have to get y'all shit together. I can't have this. That's the first thing. Buffering every 10 seconds. We can't have this. I can't even watch this shit. I had to put the bootleg stream that I had going on my fucking computer worked better than the actual Netflix. And even the person that was streaming the bootleg stream had buffering issues a bunch of times. There was a stream on fucking Twitter that had, eventually it got up to almost 2 million viewers because the Netflix stream was so shitty. And it's like, man, y'all can't do this. We can't have this. You know how many people watch football? I have a feeling more people are going to watch football on Christmas Day than they did watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Netflix, you have a problem. That is
There's
a fucking
people who
problem.
doesn't watch. There's people who just turns on Chiefs games just to have it in their background.
Yeah.
It's just and then not even if they Chiefs fans, you got one of the best football players in the history of the game about to play on Christmas.
Oh, not just that.
Against what are we doing?
One of the games
I'm still
you have
so
Beyonce
confused.
coming out for the halftime show. You think people are going to tune in
But
for that?
I'm still so confused on how Netflix let Prime and Paramount figure out how to do it before them. And Netflix been out longer.
Flawlessly.
I didn't watch
Thursday night games are flawless.
Let me put it out here. So flawless that they got actual Thursday night pre-game shows and things like that for it. That's how flawless it is. Probably because
you can watch
they
multiple
didn't do
versions of the game.
They didn't do it abruptly like Netflix is trying to just jump into the sport just because they're Netflix. It's just stop trying to jump into the money just because your name and just let everybody else handle it. It's starting to get so much of a money game that it's starting to saturate everything. And it's really, it's not hurting. I mean, it might be hurting the companies because it's a lot of bidding wars, but it's also hurting the people because why do we need 7 streaming sites to watch a football game when back in the day we could just have cable and do it?
I've been talking about this off screen or off
I didn't want. I don't want to turn this into a political type thing or whatever the hell that people say it is. Because I didn't watch the fight because I already knew it was about the money anyway. Because that's always these celebrity fights is about. But it's just I'm more mad about I want my streaming sites to be my streaming sites for movies and things like it's supposed to be. Can we keep sports cable so we can just keep it normal?
Something happened to your mic too, by the way.
If I don't watch movies, like my grandma that don't watch movies, she got to get prom. Just her favorite team play football.
Yep.
It's getting crazy. I don't like it.
I don't like it at all. I think it's been 2 years now, maybe 3. For sure since I had a kid. I've been saying, hey, at some point, we're going to get to a point I have to pay $100. Well, let's say you got Google Fiber or whatever. I'm pretty sure Google Fiber is roughly the cheapest one. You paying
all of it's cheap now because just you got to get it.
But think about it. You're paying somewhere between $50 to $120 for just internet. Then if you want Netflix with no ads, let's do ads, right? You're paying $15, $15 for Netflix. You paying $16, $17 for Hulu if you want to watch any fucking who do they have? They have the SEC games every Saturday. They got most of the college basketball games are on fucking Hulu because they're on ABC and all this other shit. You have to pay.
Side note, that's why you get YouTube TV because you get most of those things.
Yeah,
That's what I
you
got.
gotta
But
pay fucking if you want to watch CBS. This is without cable. This is if you don't have cable, right? Because I don't have cable, so then I have to pay for Paramount to watch the Sunday games. I have to pay for Peacock
yeah,
to watch Sunday night games. Then I gotta pay for
hmm
Prime to watch Thursday night games.
Thursday. Yeah,
We talking about
that's why I got. That's why I
it's
got
crazy.
YouTube TV is my cable
And then
source.
think about
So
that.
that's my everyday thing. So I still got YouTube TV, but I still got all the other stuff because
All
Prime
of
is
that,
Thursday,
and
and
ESPN doesn't stream on anything.
no, you got to get the ESPN app and ESPN Plus or whatever the
No,
hell they
even
doing
if I
nowadays.
have ESPN Plus only plays games that are on ESPN Plus. So when they have like the two Monday night games, when they have two at a time,
Mm-hmm.
one of them is on ESPN Plus, one of them is on regular ESPN, and then the Manning Cast is on ESPN too. You
No.
cannot watch that shit unless you have. There's like two streaming sites or like streaming services you can get, like fucking one of the weird ones like Sling has a package where you can get
Yeah, I had
ESPN.
we had Sling and that shit didn't last
No, it's
long
like
because this.
$80 a month for fucking.
Well, not even that. But we had it when it was first, and it was just like the connection was bad
Yeah,
for
that
it when
too.
it first. So
Yeah,
it's
don't
like,
get started on
now.
that. Your internet a little
So
funky. Now all of a sudden you can't watch nothing.
yeah.
Ah.
So well, all in all, I didn't want to take your thing from the fight
No,
and then
you
take it
good.
like it was just like
That's a problem too, though. We're getting to the point where it's starting to
it's
not make sense that
it's
everything is
not.
so splintered and people are just gonna pick and choose certain things to watch. Like it's getting too
And then
hard.
they
Or
wonder
a
why,
bootleg,
but they're wondering why viewing is down. Viewing is down
because
because a lot
I'm
of people
bootlegging that
don't
shit.
have that shit. I don't have Peacock, and I'm not finna do it for Thursday
Oh
or
no.
Sunday or Black Friday game. I'm not finna get it just for a Black Friday game.
Now
I'm sorry,
that's
like,
for football when we know exactly when the games and who's playing and when they are. Now take
right.
that problem to basketball.
Or baseball when you abruptly
Baseball.
found out every Royals game is on Peacock this year, huh? It's just like I live in Kansas City and I can't watch it on a Kansas City network.
Nope.
Nope, Peacock.
You either got to,
What?
or you can get Apple TV has a package where they basically have whatever the league pass
Bro,
for baseball is.
it's starting to get
Yeah, we're
ridiculous.
getting out of hand.
That these TV shows are starting to get contracts with these apps, and now everybody these apps is just like because people don't watch normal TV. People don't watch normal TV because the first fucking person sold out to a streaming site. Now all y'all doing it.
Yep, it's
Like it's
sad.
just like that's why. It's just like if all y'all would have stood 10 toes down, then maybe that wouldn't have happened.
This shit's
Anyway,
sad. This is silly.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul was fake.
Before we even get to
But
that,
anyway,
something that's small and silly. I wanted to show my daughter Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the classic one from the 60s with the little puppets and shit. It's not on any streaming site. None.
it's on YouTube though.
You got to pay for it. You can rent it.
It's a classic. That's why.
And I was just like, wait, so I can look up some obscure Indian
You gotta
movie
wait,
from the fucking 80s
but
on
you
Netflix, but I
but
can't
you
watch fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed
you gotta
Reindeer?
wait till closer to Christmas time and it be on TV.
I don't got cable.
Oh
Ta-da.
yeah.
I looked up, hey, where is it playing at? Because there was some article where it was like, oh, it for the first time in 60 years, it's not on CBS, it's on NBC. Oh, that should be on Peacock.
Remember back in the day when you was a kid, you said you didn't have cable, and people was like, "Oh, y'all broke." Now somebody say you be like, "Oh, makes sense."
Yeah, nobody got that shit.
Like, oh, you don't need that shit.
Who watches cable? Fucking
like
old
cable? Y'all
elderly
still
people.
got that?
Yeah, like
The
that's
fuck Tom Warner? Which one?
God, this shit is fucking. It's sick. But yeah, the Jake Paul fight and like Mike Tyson's 60 years old, man. He's 60. He's 58 years old. Like it was sad watching him not be able to throw the left hook. A lot of people say it was rigged. Mike Tyson was holding back. No. If anything, Jake Paul was holding back because he's old. He basically had a stroke 6 months ago. A lot of people forget that part. He was on a plane.
No,
they had
I
to
didn't.
land the plane because he was having
he
a
almost
fucking
died.
stroke, basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
that's
training
why I was
videos.
so
The
confused
training
on.
videos. Those training videos are from 8 and 9 months ago. Before he had this 60-year-old man had a fucking stroke. had a heart
and y'all
attack or
want this man
something.
to fight somebody half his age. Get the fuck out of here. And if people had nerve to actually bet on it, my mama
Bruh,
called me. I was like, she's
don't
like, a lot of
do
people.
no.
She's like, a lot of people going for a lot of people's betting on Mike Tyson.
You
I was
shouldn't do
like,
that.
no,
He's old,
no.
man.
I was like, no. I said, then you should probably go the opposite. This is like,
Yeah,
no.
that's one of those moments. Don't do it. Like, and it was so sad. Well, hey, the fight before it with the women, that was a good fight. Like,
I heard it
old
was.
girl got robbed. The white girl kept headbutting her and shit, but she was beating the hell out of her. I'm pretty sure she's moved up 2 weight classes, and they robbed her. That's why people don't watch boxing. That's what my ultimate point I wanted to
Yeah,
say
because
was.
it's an opinionated scorecard
Yes,
from people from what they see and things. It's not computer. I mean, it's granted. Thank boxing for being one of the only sports to not be computer generated. But like, let's go back to the computer and
it
see
might be
what it
the
is and
one
what
that
it's
needs it the
not.
most, though. That's the
But
fucked up part.
yeah, but then how technical will box? It's already a technical sport, but now, I mean, that'll be that'll be the shit. That'll be real interesting in boxing. Bring in cameras and shit like that for like
Yeah,
scorecarding. But how long would it take to score?
it don't matter. Just get a big ass computer that can process that shit like in an instant. Hey, take this
Right, just
video
like
footage and
and
just
hit by hit and just
yeah, and
like
calculate
do it
it.
off impact, calculate impact and force and things like that.
Yep.
And
I don't care if it take 20, 30 minutes. That's better than we all watch this and say, "Hey, that person won." And then somebody says, "Actually, we all agree that the other person easily won." And you go, "Wait, what did I just
well,
watch?"
based on dodge movements and strike and hit count, and I was just like, I don't know what y'all take into account, but
There was a story. It was one of the Canelo fights. God, I wish I should have looked this up before, but it just reminded me. There was a judge that they pointed out that swung the outcome of a fight, and they were talking about like she basically was like an accountant for the state or something, and somehow she was a sanctioned judge in fucking Vegas, and it was like, wait, why, why is it not fucking former boxers or like trainers, people that know what the fuck they looking at? You know what I mean? Not just some lady with no
right.
fighting background, like.
It's like he hit him more, so I feel like he won, right?
But it's like I just don't understand. This is why boxing sucks. The people that we want to see fight each other don't
Well,
fight each other, and then the outcomes are just whatever the fuck somebody
well,
decides, and it's just
I just feel
dead.
like I just feel like it got so boring within boxing because what like you said, people don't fight each other we want to see to the point where they let celebrities come in
And make the most
and
exciting
challenge and
fights.
it's like celebrity deathmatch the thing that
Yeah,
was on what was
MTV, the
it?
old school. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like now they just like, yeah, let's go buy, and it's like coming true and it's just like it's not making sense though. It's just like,
it's
and now
sad.
they're making a mockery of the sport when
Totally.
it's not supposed. And it's just like I don't care if you took boxing because you was rich and you had time to do boxing classes,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're trying to see if you fight better than the next rich guy who took back boxing classes, and you're both 45. I don't care, like, cause go sit in the ring with somebody who's 45 and watch
Like
them
they
knock
talking
you out.
about
Like,
Shaq versus Gronk. Shaq and Gronk
like
was talking about they
nobody
want to
wants to
fight.
see that. Like nobody wants to see that. Yeah, at this point, it's not even like two dudes that had a beef.
Uh,
I would rather see like y'all don't even beef, and now y'all know y'all can make money from it. But the thing about it is y'all already got money.
yeah, you
Like
don't even
so,
need
it
it.
what? So the what's the point of it now? The
Just
point of it
money,
now is just
just some extra
yeah,
money.
I get it, it's extra money, but people don't see it how like I don't know how I see it at least. It's just like they already rich, so it can't really be the money
People
because
don't
they
care about
don't
that.
need this money. Like no, I don't want to see Shaq fight Gronk.
I
Like,
know.
are y'all serious right now? Like, I
But
don't
if
really give a
somebody
shit.
came to you and said, "Hey, man, if you fight somebody over here, some such and such, you can make $20 million," you not gonna get prepared? You fuck it.
Well, yes, if they came to me right now, yes. because $20 million is a lot to me right now.
Right. Well,
Shaq and Gronk
but you got
that
to think
made
that
all
it take when you
like,
got money, you need more money to keep making money. That's the problem. Is
right, but
like
they already doing all that. Like Shaq
true,
is Shaq.
but people,
Like we already
you're
know how much.
expecting people to not want more. Everybody that has that much
I
money, they
get
just
it.
want to continue to rake in millions and millions of dollars.
I
They
get.
don't want it to
I
ever
mean, I
stop.
get it. You're gonna do stuff to make you money, but do stuff that like
Makes sense.
it
But they,
makes
but
sense.
somebody like Shaq is already doing that. Somebody like Gronk is already doing that. They already getting paid tens
Getting
of
in a
millions of
boxing
dollars to
ring,
talk
fighting
about
each
their
other
sport.
for fun
Yeah.
because that's what it is. It's going to be a for fun fight,
Yep.
and they're gonna make $20 million each plus for a fun fight, and everybody in America and the world is gonna sit there and argue about who's gonna win
Yep.
and take it serious. And I'm just gonna sit there like they not even serious, and y'all sitting here betting on it and doing everything else serious. Like Shaq will fight Gronk.
Yeah.
Shaq is 7'2". Grunk is 6'6", 6. Like, what are we doing here? 6'7", 6'8" at the
Yeah.
max. It
Yeah.
don't matter. Like,
It's gonna look crazy.
yeah. Like, what are we
And
doing?
pretty
Like,
sure Shaq is significantly older than Gronk. Gronk is the same age as Travis Kelsey.
yes,
He's 35, 36. Shaq's got to be
yeah. Which
56 or some
means
crazy
they
shit.
more in our age group than Shaq's age
Way
group.
closer, yeah.
Like, it's just like nigga, we 30. We be 32 this year
Nigga.
coming up, and then these niggas is our age,
Yeah,
and
Gronk
Shaq
is
is like
35.
yes, and Shaq is what 56.
Shaq is 52.
Yeah, about the same, nigga.
Close
Like it
enough,
don't
yeah.
matter. Like,
That's close
what are
enough,
we
bro.
doing
You get
here?
too old.
35 and 52, and you talking about yeah, let's fight, nigga. You was in college when I was born,
Yeah.
literally 17. Like
No, think about this. Think about
Shaq,
this.
you was in the
Shaq
NBA
got
when I was
drafted in
born.
92.
He was born in what 90?
Shaq got drafted in 1992, bro. This man played a full NBA season before I was born. Shaq
You
was in his
and this
second year when I was born,
right,
bro.
and Gronk was born in what like 87, 88.
Yeah, well, like, come on, man.
I was born in 93. He's 35. He's 4 years older. He was born in 89,
Shaq was,
88.
yeah, he was born in
Gronk,
89.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's fucking 4 years older than we are.
Which means this nigga, this Shaq was. Stop. What are we
Shaq
doing?
was like a junior in high school when Gronk was born, bro.
And we talking about yeah, let's go
Let's go
fight.
fight. Could you imagine that shit right now? That's like that means
No.
we would. It's like us fighting someone who is like 12 years old right now. It's like wait till they turn like 25 and then fight them. Like no, I'm not doing that. Motherfucker got too much energy. Fuck you.
And Grunt got way too much energy.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what are we doing? Like, I just don't.
I don't know.
I'm not a boxer. I'm not the one getting mad about it. It seemed like a lot of boxers is encouraging it because they're not coming out.
Because they
But
want the shit to
if
be
I
more
was a
popular.
boxer,
Because when they
exactly.
fight, it's boring. Because don't nobody care. Because y'all just fight nobody. Y'all not fighting
Yeah,
nobody. You famous and popular fighting people don't know at all. Like Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. People watch that because like those are two people I've heard of.
right.
You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of these like Ryan Garcia and fucking Haney and Ryan Garcia and Tank. Like these are fights people watch because we know who y'all are. Boxing is doing a Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. We know y'all,
Right.
but when y'all split up and be like, well, he not gonna fight him and he won't fight him
He
because
don't
we
want to go to the
waiting.
weight class
Yeah, like oh they
and
a
all this
four
other stuff.
pound
Right.
difference and he cuts weight and it's like just fight. That's why to
He won't.
segue.
Will he be able to get to that weight in 6 months?
That's
I'm
why
like, I don't know.
The
Like,
UFC is so much better. Like I was watching people I didn't know, and the fights were exciting. The Jake Paul Mike Tyson shit made me want to see real fights. So the next day, Saturday night, was I know, hey, John Jones is basically Mike Tyson of UFC. You know what I mean? Like. So I watched that and I watched all the fights leading up to it. And you watch and you go, you know what? I don't know who the fuck this is, but I watched the dude get dropped and then get hit in the face with 7 elbows, get his face blown open, stand up, continue to fight, and then he ended up getting knocked out. I seen another dude fucking turn.
Sound like a fight to me.
Yeah, he turned. He did some weird shit. He turned and hit the dude with a no look left hook. Like he dipped a punch, was looking this way, and then swung and just caught him flush. It's like, and it was two dudes. One was like 15 pounds heavier than the other one because he missed weight. And UFC just said, fuck it, fight. Y'all can still, you want to fight him? Yeah. You want to fight him? All right, cool. With a weight, don't even matter. Fuck it,
No,
fight.
they get, and I think in UFC they don't. In boxing, I think they cancel it, but I
Well,
think in UFC, if I'm not, I think they
they can
fine
just do
them
a catch
for
weight. They can just
right.
accept it. So if you fighting somebody and the dude miss weight, you can
But
just
I
say
think in
fuck it. Yeah.
UFC, one of the sports they fine the person for not making weight.
I'm sure it's all of them. But then that's the thing
I don't
with
know. I don't know. I
boxing.
don't know.
There's the IBF, the WBC. There's too
It's so much
many
shit.
different fucking like
It's like
leagues that
it's
people
like
fight in.
yeah, it's like WWE and all the other
Yeah.
shit.
And
Or fucking
we don't want our guy to fight their guy because if our guy loses, then we don't have a guy, and then their guy's over our guy, and we want to make the money, but then they'll be making. And the UFC is just like, hey, it's one collective group. Everybody got to fight. You got to fight. You want to be the big
and,
dog? You got to
and at the
fight.
end of the day, and that's the end of the day.
Ain't no
These
picking who you
fucking
fight. We
companies
gonna tell you who to
and
fight.
these companies and it's gonna be a money. With boxing is the money thing with. Like you said, all these acronyms. I don't know all of them
Yeah, I
with
don't know.
boxing, but
Yeah,
all of them is like, yeah, my best player can fight your best player, but who? What's the money split again? It's just
yeah.
like it's like Marvel and Sony. It's like, yeah, we both could use Spider Man, but we trying to get this, the money split. What's the money split? It's
Yep.
like, no, both of y'all. Like, how about y'all do a 50-50 because he's gonna make both of y'all the same
And that's
money?
why that shit don't work. It
Like,
don't work. Like we know NFL. Hey, the Chiefs gotta go play the Broncos. You have to go. You don't get a choice. Do you want to play in the NFL? You got to play the Broncos next week. Hey, NBA, the Knicks, you got to go play the Pacers on fucking December 4th. You know what I mean? Like, there's no
mm-hmm.
choice in this shit. UFC is like, hey, do you want to do this? If you don't, you not fighting then. You
Right.
go sit down and shut up. And there's no fights for you. You just go away. You just
And then
disappear.
it might be a minute till you find one. Shit.
Exactly. And so like, but I just wanted the UFC shit is so much more exciting. If you get time, go watch some of
I
that
watch
shit,
when I
some of
can.
those fights
But
or the highlights.
Dana White really let his people be his people, and and I mean, he's real big on voicing his own public opinion on things and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that. So he lets his own people under UFC do it as well. So that's one thing. I mean, if you a owner of or commissioner, whatever he is of UFC, and you do it, regardless of what your opinion is, I like the fact that he let his fighters do it as well and voice their opinion
yeah.
and on things as well. So I like that he's fair about it.
Yep.
So um,
It makes the fights
it
people
makes
want to
sense.
see. Like
Yeah, yeah, it
it
makes sense.
works.
Is that the fights? I know one thing with UFC, the fights make sense. If the people ask for it,
It's gonna happen.
UFC is gonna give it.
Or
Like,
and
and
if
if it
not, then you just go away. They just push you out the back door. Like, all right,
and they
you're
find
done.
something else that people
Yep.
happy for. Like Sean O'Malley, the white dude, he had
Yep.
like back to back fights that people was happy for, and he got, if I'm not mistaken, he lost back to back
Pretty sure, yeah.
a
He lost the
national
last one. That
national.
was a couple weeks
The
ago.
last,
Yeah.
he lost back to back. Before that one, he lost the other one.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, so he'll give you your spotlight. You better deliver.
It's just yeah, it's like UFC is crazy, man. And the other thing, the last point on fighting shit I wanted to point out is the other reason boxing doesn't work the same way. Like, it's two things. UFC, I can elbow you, I can choke you out, I can kick. John Jones won kicking Stipe in the stomach with a roundhouse kick. He did a little spinning kick, kicked him in the ribs, and just dropped him. You can do anything. You can break a motherfucker's arm. You can elbow him in the nose until their nose just turns into fucking silly putty on their face. Like, that shit is exciting. The other thing too is like they're better overall athletes, I feel like. And that's why I was telling my girl
Right.
that weekend, I was like, one of the reasons boxing isn't exciting as it should be is because imagine if you took LeBron and all he did his whole life was train in boxing, or Shaq. Who the fuck is beating one of those? Or somebody like fucking like Miles Garrett. You know what I mean?
Right.
6'4", 300 pounds, all solid muscle. Like the
And
best
move real
athletes,
good.
yeah, the best athletes don't do fighting sports. So when you have somebody like Mike Tyson, John Jones, Deontay Wilder, who's 6'9" but moves like a normal person, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like
but can't dunk about. No, I don't know. He can't dunk. He should be able
he
to
should
dunk,
be
but
able
I'm
to
just
dunk
talking
at
shit.
6'9". But yes, like when you
Mm.
get those type of athletes in these fighting sports, they fucking dominate and go crazy. Like Stipe, the dude that John Jones fought, is the quote unquote greatest heavyweight of all time. He had the most title defenses. He held the belt the
Who won
longest in the
that fight?
heavyweight. John Jones. John Jones beat the fuck out of him.
Oh,
It was not even
oh.
fair. He's old though. The dude he fought is like 42. He's been retired for like
Ain't John
30
Jones
years.
old too?
John Jones is 30 in his mid late 30s, 36, 37, 38, somewhere
I
around
mean,
there.
that's pretty fair,
Yeah,
right?
it's definitely fair. It's just
Yeah.
one is both John Jones brothers. One is Arthur Jones from the that played for the Ravens. His other brother they both defensive tackles that played in the NFL multiple years. And then you got him who
Right. I
just
mean,
the skinny kid who
well, I'm
learned how
just
to
saying, as
fight.
in like the dude who is a all time great, which the dude he fought, and John Jones is considered a great,
John
right?
Jones is to me he's the GOAT. Yeah, he's the best. He
Yeah.
has
So I
one. He
mean,
has
that's
think
so
about
that's
this.
not a
He has one loss, right? The reason he lost is because it used to be illegal to, if your opponent was on the ground, to elbow him. Like if you elbow straight down, if you on top of him and you elbowed straight down onto his face, it was illegal. And he did that to a dude that was deaf, right? So this is where it gets weird. His only loss is because he elbowed the dude in his nose and blew his shit open, and they stopped it. And the ref had to call the fight because the dude is deaf, and he's got blood all in his eyes, and his eyes are all puffy and fucked up. And the ref was trying to get him to say if he was all right or not, and he didn't respond because he can't hear nothing and he can't see nothing. So they called the fight because he did an illegal elbow, and then the dude on the ground didn't respond. So John, if you go look up John Jones like single loss and watch the video, what you will see is John Jones on top of a dude. He elbows him in the face and blood goes everywhere. The ref runs over there, stops it, like tries to say something to the dude. They call the fight and he loses. So even his only loss is him beating the shit out of somebody and doing something that is legal now. Now you can do that elbow. So he undefeated. The other I brought the
why is there a deaf guy fighting?
I don't know because it's weird because UFC is weird. But that goes to my
What are
point.
we
But hold on,
doing?
hold on. That
This
goes to my
man,
point. Stipe, the dude John Jones just fought, was a fireman. That's what he was doing first before he started fighting in UFC. He
a
was
lot of
like
people was
30
in
years
like
old and he was
law
just a
enforcement shit.
firefighter and then started
But
fighting.
UFC is a lot of dudes who don't really make they first appearance until that age
Yeah.
though.
And that's the
And then they
thing. Like
fight
it's
and then they
regular
fight from like
people.
30 to 34
Mm-hmm.
and then they just like, "Oh, he's 10 and 0. He's 10 and 0 and one of the best fighters that we ever seen." Like, they only fought 10
And
times
then
in
you
4
get somebody
years.
like
Like,
John Jones, who was the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. He won the belt. He came into the UFC at like 20 or 21. He won the belt at 23, and he just dominated. Every name that you can name, Rampage Jackson, Rashad Evans, Lyoto Machida, all like the old school, like when UFC first, Chuck Liddell. I don't think he fought Chuck Liddell, but
mhm.
all those people, he beat the dog shit out of them back then. He was like 24. And he just
Yeah,
ain't did
no,
nothing
John.
but win. No, but it's like the athletic difference between John Jones and a dude from Ohio who was a firefighter. That's why like fighting sports is kind of weird because you need like athletic people that do that spend their life doing that dominate.
Or athletic gene in a bone that can
Yeah.
like pick it up real quick.
But then you just got
Like,
some stiff white dude who can take a punch, and there you go. He can be the champion. He can be one of the best fighters of all
like, like,
time
like,
because he's
like
six
Fury,
five and can take a hit. Like Fury, yeah, he's
Tyson,
six
yeah,
seven,
Tyson,
300 pounds, and can take a punch.
and can take a punch, and if he land one, then it's gonna be a hard one.
He's a little
That's
different
about
though
it.
because his dad was a professional boxer, so he grew up
Yeah, but when you,
boxing.
regardless, even if his dad
But
wasn't, if
yes, I
he
know
was
what you
that
mean.
size, come on now,
Yeah,
like it's like
It's
Like if
crazy.
he was like 6'7", 300 pounds, if you can't take a punch and deliver one, it's kind of crazy. Like,
Something's wrong with you.
uh,
So,
yeah, but
but
that's
our
boxing
guys
though.
took a punch, man. The Chiefs just took their own punch, and they
Oh
didn't
yeah,
get
they
up.
did. They took one. They took it. Not this time. They took one. It was like, Craig, get up.
They
Like,
didn't get
no,
up this
Craig didn't get
time.
up this
Nah,
time.
they was Debo at low key. That's really what it was.
Eh,
Like the Bills was
man,
Craig, and they hit the Chiefs with that brick, boy, and they went down. It was
it
where do you
wasn't
want to
that bad
start
though.
with this game? We're
It
like
really wasn't. Like
it
it.
was yeah
Once
yeah.
again, it was a winnable game that we didn't win.
Do you think are
Like,
you of the mind that the Chiefs are fucking around too much? Like are
bro,
they? Do you think they're starting the games
Carve,
fucking
Carve.
around too much?
Carve. If I'm, am I not lying that you remember weeks of tops ago? I said they was doing this. I said this before it was a thing. I was saying the Chiefs was practicing.
Yeah,
The Chiefs were, and we could pull up the
they
old
playing
videos where I
around
was
too
saying
much.
it looks like they're trying things so they know when playoffs come what works and what doesn't
Bro, they
work.
did the
I
little
don't understand.
Texas triple
They did the
sweep.
same. They did the exact play Texas did the same week.
That week,
And then
that next day or whatever. Like
when
yeah,
I seen Texas do it, I said I guarantee the Chiefs is gonna do that
and they
play.
did it
And they did it
the
that
next
day.
game.
Like the next game, like when y'all sitting here talking about the Chiefs not doing it, the Chiefs is watching college football and bringing those plays to NFL, and y'all sitting there thinking, "Oh, look at that, that's pretty cool." No, if you watch college football, the Chiefs is doing the same damn thing. They're playing with y'all to see if it happens, and they putting it in y'all face, and y'all not catching it.
And you know
Y'all
what was
not catching it
weird?
at all.
We,
Like, and
we
it
we played the Ravens. Here's another thing to add to that, where it was like about on the defensive side, we played the Ravens, right? And Lamar was his run. He got shut down running. I'm pretty sure he only had like 40 or 50 yards rushing, right? He didn't. Well, he might have more, but he didn't like break the game scrambling. You know what I mean?
right,
He was getting okay. Oh, scramble for 6 yards, scramble for 7. He didn't break off nothing crazy. Why? Because they spied him with Leo Chanel.
right.
Can you remember a single play Leo Chanel was in on Sunday? A single tackle. Think about
He
it.
had a sack, didn't he
I think he
not?
had us. No, he didn't. We didn't sack Josh Allen at all.
No, we didn't sack him at all.
And I was sitting there thinking, like, where the fuck on the last play when Josh Allen rushed when it was what fourth and two.
Fourth and two.
I'm watching the game, and I look. Hold on. I'm looking. Damn, I'm gonna sneeze again. I'm looking. And I'm going. Wait, why is Drew Tranquil in and not Leo Chenal?
They was
When
playing the
we
pass.
know it don't matter though.
Yeah, but that's why he's in. They playing the
But
pass.
we know what is the most dangerous thing that can happen right now. They call a pass and Josh Allen just takes off uncovered. So who
That's what
if
it is.
Leo Chanel can spy Lamar Jackson successfully, you telling me he can't
We
spy
had a
Josh
as a
Allen successfully?
but also as a defense, we had a lot of missed tackles that we normally don't have.
Yeah, but
Our corners
I
are
just mean
usually
scheme
downhill and
wise.
hitting. No. I feel like scheme
Do you
wise
think
was
that they were just like, hey, let's not play the
I mean
ace in our hand
no,
yet?
if you look at a lot of those plays, scheme wise, was a good scheme.
Why?
Tackling wasn't a thing.
Where was
They was
Chris
missing a
Jones?
lot of tackles.
How come Chris Jones couldn't get off on the third string tackle? You don't think that's weird? He picks where he
They're
lines up
gonna,
every play, and you tell me he couldn't get off on the third string tackle when they
I
had to
think he
move the left
picked.
tackle to the right
I
tackle
think.
and bring a third string in.
He picked. I think he was picking because I was seeing him move on a up and down the line. I think he
Yeah,
was picking at the wrong time, as in like I need to make something happen, but he was tired too. Like I feel like our defense was also tired as well because I think that early interception from Pat really like set it off. But once again, I always come around on like if I'm afraid of a team come playoff time by halftime, if you get what I'm saying.
yeah.
So
Like, oh
by
no,
halftime, by halftime, I was like, I thought the Bills was gonna be a way tougher out than what it. I thought they was
yeah.
but the way we was playing, the way they was playing, and I mean, we already predicted the Bills to beat us.
Yep.
So I was like, the way the Bills is coming up to this game, the way we are, this is gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah.
Even with the lackluster offense that we had, defense didn't show up. The defense, I feel like, played way better than what people give them credit for, to be honest. But I feel like I'm not scared of the beat. I'm not scared of no team. Still to this day, I'm not scared of no team coming out the AFC if we face them. We beat the Bills. We beat the Bengals if they make it to the playoffs. I mean, we beat the Ravens. Sorry,
they not
we
okay. Yeah.
beat the Bengals, and then the Bills. I feel like if we play them again, we can beat them. Like, because once again, people still fail to realize playoff Chiefs and regular season Chiefs are not the same Chiefs. We don't have the same playbook. We don't have the same. We're still getting people who haven't played with us up to par. You think DeAndre Hopkins is only going to get 5 targets a game when it comes to the playoffs? He
Good
might get
point.
5 targets a drive in one game. Just like, what are we doing?
It is
Travis
weird.
Kelce. We know what Travis Kelce can do. Guess what they did? They took some weight off of him and it's like, all right, let's see if Xavier Worthy can be the guy at some point.
That's what I was just looking
When
up.
have we ever seen Xavier Worthy get forced the ball like that this whole year?
You know what was
None.
weird? Also,
Like
the stretch in the fourth quarter, or whenever it was, where it was the Noah Gray drives, like 2 drives in a row, where it's like we're gonna go to Noah Gray when it counts on third
it's
down
going to happen
4 times.
because we and I
Uh,
and it's crazy because I tell my C team because I'm a quarterback of a C team in
mhm.
my KC Metro. It's like the winter league right now is like 12 teams, whatever. We won the championship last year, but I got a whole new team, a few same players, but a whole new team this session. And I'm the quarterback. And I said, I don't care what our record is going into the playoffs. Everybody makes it to the playoffs. So right now I'm trying to work on who can run route
Yeah. What can we actually
connection.
do?
What can we actually do as a team? So
Yeah.
when we get to the playoffs, I can put everybody in that position to win.
Yep.
The Chiefs already know they make it to the playoffs. So now they're trying to figure out what they can do with these players in these positions
Yeah.
so we can win.
It just
It was the
worries
same thing
me.
last year.
Xavier Worthy worries me. Hold on. Side note. What's going on with the Texas receivers, bro? They kind of AD
And
and Xavier Worthy still
Xavier
been
Worthy still got 5, 6 touchdowns this year. Like
who?
it's still tied Xavier Worthy.
Well, I guess yeah. If you count the rushing ones, yeah, you're right.
It
Yeah,
was total touchdowns. He's a
total,
receiver.
yeah.
That's what we do. Total touchdown. He
Well,
got like yeah. Are you a Chiefs fan or what are you doing here?
well,
Because you
I
just want to
mean,
bag on Texas
no, hold
the
on.
whole
I don't
time.
want to.
What are we doing here?
I
Like
don't want to like throw a monkey into the wrench of
he
our
has
KU
five
Texas thing,
touchdowns,
but
right?
I also grew up liking LSU. So
I
I just want
don't
to
care.
point that out. LSU
I don't
receivers
have
is
no
going
beef with
crazy. No, I
LSU.
know. I'm just
I
talking
don't. I
shit.
was. I don't have no beef with LSU, but I'm just like you trying to
It's
come at
like,
me about
damn.
these
Bro, but I guess the
Texas.
Xavier Worthy thing is like, would you give up? Okay, let's do a little retrograde, random shit.
Okay.
Would you give up an extra pick in last year's or this year's draft if we could have just had Brian Thomas Jr. instead of Xavier Worthy?
Mm,
Because he got picked 28th
Pop.
or 23rd. So we could have moved up 5 spots instead of where we did move up.
But in the draft, 5 spots is a lot.
Yeah, but that's why. Would you give up a second round or a third round pick to have Brian Thomas Jr. instead?
I don't think so.
I
No,
would. I think because then you don't need
because
D Hop,
I
and then that makes
I
less
don't
sense.
know.
That means we can trade for a corner
But
instead.
if I don't, but we wasn't gonna trade for a corner. We wouldn't have traded for a corner. Like we don't. The thing about it is, we would have been if Watson didn't get hurt, the corner issue would have been good.
Yeah, but it's
He got that's
not
the only
right
reason
now.
why it's not right now. So
Like
it's just like
Najee Johnson, they're attacking Najee Johnson. Like it's
yeah, they are.
bad.
It's bad.
It's
Yeah,
bad,
it's
bad.
bad. Like we already know who is going towards and things like
The
that. It's
first
not
play,
Johnson.
bro. It's the in the last. I told you last week when I went to the fucking what was that last whenever it was when I went to the Denver game. It was like
Yeah,
the first play of the game,
everybody.
Najee Johnson. Second play of the game, where's Najee Johnson? Psh, go to him. Then they realized,
But
oh,
but
Trent McDuffie
but
can't
but the
hold
thing about it
Cortland
is
Sutton. Fuck.
But the thing about it is, which I like, which people I don't know. I'm way more. I don't know if I think about it and I analyze it and logically think about it. What the Chiefs are doing, I like what they doing. I like what Spags is doing with the defense. Like as in like putting him in these scenarios now because, bro,
You
in
gonna
the playoffs,
it's gonna be way
you're
more
going to have
serious.
it's going to have to be some of these times. So get
Man,
used to it now. So we gonna get them. We gonna have to get them. And that's what I like about our Andy Reid and Spags is like they're putting these players in these situations now. So when the playoffs come, they're used to it.
that's
It
why
won't
I didn't
happen
understand why Leo
like
Chanel was not in the game to
because they
spy
need
Josh
to
Allen.
find secondary players because they never know. You never.
But
They're practicing and
but
everybody
you
else is
know
playing.
what Drew
They're
Tranquil is gonna
practicing.
do though. Like you know how
Right.
this is gonna
Yes,
go.
we know. We also don't. I guess what? In my C league, I know my guy can't run it out and up, but guess what? I'm gonna keep giving him one because one day that he's gonna
You
have
gonna
to
need
be
to
able to
run
break.
this.
Like you're gonna need to, and then you're gonna get open because you can run it right, and I'm gonna keep teaching you how to do it correctly. So yeah, you can't hold no running quarterback right now on spot, but guess what? Keep chasing that running quarterback, and one day you're gonna make the winning play. It's just like that's what and that's why the Chiefs coaching staff is one of the best coaching staffs because they trust and they believe in their players. Now, and they also good because it don't matter how much we trust and believe in you. If you keep fucking up, guess what? We're gonna bench you. Guess what? Our tackles, they started fucking up. Guess what we did? Sit your bitch ass down. We're gonna put the other one in. And then that's what they did. Like they're not scared to bench you.
Yeah,
And at the same time, they're not also scared to let you like make a mistake as
learn
well.
basically.
Learn from it, but they're not gonna make you learn. They're not gonna make the learning experience be a hinder everybody else's
Yeah,
growth.
but
If you get what I'm saying, like
so the
I'm not
question
gonna make
then,
a
from that take, from your perspective, then, so then, do you think some of the issues have been Pat has just been bad,
Pat. No, Pat. I'm not.
and he's not
And
erasing the mistakes as much. Like he's
right. I'm not.
just
Yeah, I'm
barely
not.
getting by right now.
No, I think Pat is. I think Pat is trying to do a little like the interception last week where he stepped up in the pocket. And it's a lot
That's
of throws that he normally make that he don't that he's just like a little off on now.
yeah.
So it's like the one where he stepped in the pocket, he overthrew it and threw a pick. Nine times out of 10, old Pat would have stepped up in the pocket, same play, and then would have darted it straight in
You
his
talking about the
chest.
end of the game
So,
one?
no, the one before that, the first one where he overthrew Trav
Well,
wide open in the middle, and
the
I
first
feel like
one he no, hold
he
on. No,
stepped
the
up,
first one
dude
he
grabbed
had
his
yeah, he had the D tackle wrapped around his waist and was falling, throwing that's what happened.
right,
So I
exactly.
don't count
But
that one. That's why I wanted to.
but that's the one I think
Ooh.
old Pat, like playoff Pat, still would connect with. I just feel like it was a different urgency with it.
I think he's
Like
scared. He's scared as fuck. Like he knows how it
I,
feels to
I
not have real tackles. Because not like Jawan Taylor's great
but he had
either.
it. He had it. He didn't have will tackles last year,
True,
so
but I'm saying this
I just
year he feels the difference. He Donovan Smith or maybe Jawan Taylor has
what
also regressed, but he
Donovan
he's
Smith's
sped
not
up.
out there.
No, I'm saying
Donovan
I'm saying
Donovan.
that Donovan Smith
But
last year.
they talking about calling him back.
I
That's
know,
how
and that's
bad it
my thing is
is.
like Donovan Smith last year and Jawan Taylor last year versus Jawan Taylor maybe taking a step back and then the left side being a complete disaster. I think a lot of it is he's sped up. Like his clock is fucked up. So then you end up like you said, he stepped in. Maybe back in the day he sits in there a little bit. That buys him time to get outside one way or the other or step up and go out. But when he did that, he just stepped up. A dude just wrapped him up at the waist, and so he's falling and just flings a terrible pass instead of just holding on to it because he's rushing, and he feels like he has to make this shit happen when it comes to the pockets getting collapsed or when he feels any type of pressure that he has to make some shit happen versus, hey, take the sack, and I know if it's 2nd and 17 when I take this sack, I'm going to get time to make a big play. If I don't think I'm gonna get time to make a big play on the next play, I'm gonna be pressed to like I gotta force this ball out because if it's 2nd and 19, coach is gonna run the ball or he's gonna have me throw some shit over the middle of the Travis because I'm not getting time on 1st and 10 to fucking make a pass. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
nobody believes, he doesn't believe, the coaches don't believe that any big loss we're gonna be able to make up for it in one play or you know what I mean. And I think that's
I
what's fucking
just
him up is he's rushed and he's like pressing to make these throws and shit. And I just want to point out the first interception. I'm fuck.
I feel
Go
like
ahead. Go
the
ahead.
the second interception was more
Was bad. Yeah.
forced because of the situation rather than they both I feel like was forced off a situation, but the second one was I mean the first one was more controlled rather than he could have took that sack. It was the first quarter, first play of the game. He didn't need that. He could
Yeah.
have just took the sack and it is. The last one he had no choice. Last drive of the game, make something happen.
You
You
got it.
getting
You have
rushed.
to.
There
That's
you go.
different.
You gotta throw it. Yeah, it's different. You gotta throw it. First one, first play of the game, take the sack.
Just take the sack. Just
So,
take the
but
sack, bro. It's
yeah.
not that
But the thing about people don't really
crazy.
understand is
Uh,
Pat. What? Why does his rushing yards always raise in the playoffs? Because 9 times out of 10, he probably would have took the run on that.
fair.
Like in the
You want?
playoffs,
Let's go. We can look it up. I just pulled it up just so we can look at it real quick. Oh fuck! What did I just do? Okay, there we go. Well, my computer just did some shit I ain't never seen. What the fuck was that? How do I? Oh, that's what I did. Okay. Let's look at it real quick so we can just see. Cause you're right. Now, as soon as I'm seeing it again, yeah, like you either just take the tackle because it damn near wouldn't have even been a sack where he was at, or you just fucking just go down, bro. Yeah, like he basically was right at the line, which is so silly. So I don't know if you can see very well or not. Let me try to get this as big as I can. And it's like, yeah, look at Wanye Morris. Look at the tackles, man. Look at both tackles. And one is getting mushed back. Jawan Taylor is just getting bent backwards. Like, oh, my bad. There's that Texas play. I went back too far. I was like, bam. This is right at the snap. Okay, good drops. Okay. Nice first step. Okay, we're good. What the fuck? And instantly. As soon as there's contact, they just crumple up like a paper bag. Yeah. Look at Trav. We're and that yeah. I would love to see. I need to. It's gonna take too long to get to the all 22, but yeah, cause look at Trav. I think Travis is wide open. Oh no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Bing, let the ball out. Let it go. Right there. Right as soon as he hits his back foot, yeah. Even Juju too, like either one. And they called it for that too, didn't they? So that means he's staring down Noah Gray the whole play then. Cause look at his head. Look where he's looking. Hold on, hold on. Hold on real quick. I gotta do something real fast. This shit. Okay, yeah, it fucked up. All right.
Because off the line, look, he looking that way. I would look at Trav, look, because you got a block right there, and then bam, Trav up the line, wide open. Even Juju, you hit him off the line. Look at the corner.
Yeah.
The corner is over the other person,
But he has to be looking at
but
Noah Gray.
he's looking down the field. That's why he pump fake, he duck, and then he moves up the line. That's when Trav moves up the line, and then there you go.
He's
It's done.
wrapped up.
Everybody got to their people already because he was looking deep and then came back short, and that's when he
And then,
did all that.
and I just
And it's
wanted to bring this up also for the people watching because, like, who was it? Colin Coward said, "Yeah, Josh Allen threw a pick, and Mahomes threw a bad pick too, the first pick of the game." And I was sitting there thinking, now wait a minute, one guy is like this. This is how he is when he throws the ball. The other one, Josh Allen, just sailed the ball straight to
yeah.
Shamari Khan. He just sailed it.
But this is a bad pick because you take that sack.
It's second and
First,
3.
it's the second play of the game.
If you get tackled right here, it's second and 5.
It's
or
okay,
third and 5.
but it's okay. Yes, and it's okay because it's the second play of the game. Look,
to be fair, he's wide open. He's not just a little open. It's
a good, but that's when, as a coach, you'd be like, "Good idea. I seen where you was going." But
look what you did.
It was,
look what it's.
But the thing about it is, as Pat Mahomes is the quarterback, so you like, if he get another chance at that, I guarantee he connect with it. He hits it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't get mad when everybody gets on Facebook like, here's Pat being Pat. It's just like, because if he do that exact same thing and he connects it, y'all be on Facebook again saying that's why he's the GOAT. It's just like you can't.
And
like,
how are you supposed
to
know 92 is just off a block when you step up? You don't know that. He can't see him. So he thinking he just stepping out of the pocket, not knowing like dude ain't even.
But sometimes in my heart I be like, Mahomes, just run, because if he would have shot up that gap and I know, but if he would have just shot up that gap and ran, now I'm talking run, he only got sacked because he was looking to throw. I'm talking like it's broke down. Fuck it, run.
Because look at watch 92. 92 is just as soon as Pat takes off, he's instantly got him. He there. That's 2 steps.
Broke that down real quick.
He broke that motherfucker off.
He couldn't even get. He couldn't even get up the goddamn. Who was the blocker on that one?
Trey Smith.
But that's not Trey's fault. That's good blocking. Blocking.
He just that's just
you stepped into the sack at that one.
Low key.
He should have went to the outside. God damn.
He definitely should have. But he just got his. But Wanye just got beat to the outside, so he's thinking.
Chad, look at that pause screen. Look, Chad's still kind of open.
A little bit.
Throw to his outside shoulder. He good.
But he's got two behind him.
Damn, that's 2 niggas.
But that's what I was saying earlier. It was like they both open, but it's like.
But still, we seen Pat throw those throws before though. Like zip that motherfucker. Like,
and it's too late now.
That's not Trav. That might be Noah Gray right there.
Nah, this Trav right here.
Who was he trying to throw it to then?
To Noah Gray.
Oh, that was the Noah Gray.
Yeah, Noah Gray right there, wide open. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
It is. I mean,
it's NFL quarterbacking. Like this, is just a tough.
Is it? That's what I mean.
It's a tough setup to try to get through. Like,
because we're trying to analyze what he think, but it's just like, it's Pat, bro. I trust
Pat too, but
at the end of the day, like, I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because once again, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not one of these sports Chiefs fans that think we got to win 7 more Super Bowls.
No.
I remember not being able to watch us win a playoff game, win 4 games in the season. I remember 6 games was a victory for us sometimes. It's like, and now we can be this team that we are. I don't care. I've seen us win 3 games. I've seen the Royals go to 2 World Series and win 1. I've seen the Chiefs win 3 fucking Super Bowls and go to 4.
Yeah.
I don't need to see nothing else no more from nobody. Like,
yep.
That's my kids' worry now. And they seen the shit. Like that, my kids is old enough to now. They seen the Chiefs go to fucking 3 Super. That's how much is it? It's like they don't even need to see no more. It's they kids problem now.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to see them do nothing else no more. They can go 0-16 one year. I'm like, I don't care. We won 3 Super Bowls in my lifetime. Like I
Nah.
don't give a
I
fuck.
want them to
Like,
just win
like
constantly.
I
I
get
don't
the
think I
win
don't think it's
constantly part,
spoiled.
but
It's
it's
just,
not. But
hey
it's not. It's not.
guys.
But it's not the win. But it's also the it's sports thing too that people
Yeah.
don't realize. Like shit dies out. Shit don't happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be a forever thing, and you have to be ready for the after effect.
Yeah.
And that's what the Chiefs fans is not ready for. Is the after dynasty effect,
Well, yeah.
which is it. But that's what people don't realize. Like
But it's
we
not
might
happening
be
yet.
starting it.
We
It's
nine
not
and
happening
one.
yet. It's not happening yet, but people are going to have to start. Yeah, we don't have
But
Travis Kelsey's
hold
about to
on.
be gone soon,
Are
and
you
then
sure though? That this is the thing that where that's funny to
I
me.
just want
Are you
people to be
sure?
okay. Or am I sure about what?
Because I guess okay, hold on. Because that what
I
you
just
saying
I
to
think
me
we're
doesn't
good.
mean. Do you mean that by they are just going to constantly win Super Bowls? I don't think that. I think
No,
are they going to be
no, I just
constantly in the playoffs at a minimum, making like conference championships?
I just want people to
I don't
know.
think
I
that's
just want
crazy.
people. No, I just want people to know that we're not
They're
going to
gonna
be
lose.
because our Chiefs. No, well, we're 9-1,
No,
so
I'm not
the
talking about
losing part
losing
is not.
general, but I mean like
But
they're
I
gonna
just want
lose
people to
playoff
understand.
games. This is gonna happen at
No,
some
I
point.
want people. I want the normal fan who's not don't know
Damn, it's
football.
snowing
Where?
on the fucking at the game on the
Oh,
Pittsburgh,
I'm like,
whatever.
nigga,
No, no, no,
that.
not. It's
Oh, the
supposed to
game
snow
on
out here.
already.
It's starting in like a couple minutes. Yeah.
But I just want people to understand the non-football players who just casual fucking fans and
Mm-hmm.
casual fans of football. I want them to understand that we're not. You have to understand, like, we're not the Chiefs of 2018. We're not scoring 40 fucking points a game.
They're
It's
never
not
gonna
happening.
understand what you're saying. Though they're not.
Like,
They don't understand
I
like
get it, but
how
but
football games work.
I
Pat
and I
and the Chiefs broke Chiefs fans' brain, the casual fans' brains.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
isn't Pat
And the
throwing for
casual
400 yards every game? They suck.
and that's the
No.
shit that's killing me. It's just like
But you
we're
can't listen
winning
to
and
that
people
though.
just
You can't
that's
listen
the
to the
shit that's
internet
killing.
bullshit, man.
That's the shit that's
Oh,
killing
the
my brain. It's
refs,
the
the like you can't listen. That shit is
I don't get caught up
nonsense.
in none of that shit. It's the what's that Thursday? That means it's prime, right?
Prime, yeah. But yeah,
But yeah,
like
it's the casual Chiefs fans, the fans that always said we sucked, but now that we winning, we winning. But now that we not good, but we
they
still
suck
winning,
because
it
they
still
not
suck
playing well
because we not playing well.
or not
It's just like
playing a
this is
specific way. I
is
actually
exactly the specific way thing is killing me. Is as in like what Pat supposed to be the best player ever. Why ain't we scoring 40?
like
Because we also have Chris Jones, who's probably one of going to go down as one of the top 25 players, best defensive players that ever played the
mm-hmm.
game, probably. So it's just like, what are we doing here? It's just like, yeah, we have good defensive squad, and little side note before we go, Charvarius Ward back to Kansas City next year on
No,
table, but
no, don't do that to me. Draft somebody. Fuck that.
I mean free agency,
play
I
Jaden Hicks in the slot. So anything but fucking. I don't know. I'm good. We got to move on from that. From Travarius Ward. Fuck dog.
hey, you never know,
You gonna
man.
come for free?
Bob, I was Spags, man. People that know how to run his system, man. You could be old and washed up, but if you can run that Spag system, you a good. You a good. His type of system is like It's like the Shanahan offensive system. I don't need you to be the best player ever. I just need you to know how to
Know
run
what
my
to do.
system
Yeah.
very well, and then come in and you can be very good. And that's what's and that's why he's one of the best defensive coordinators that ever happened. It's not. It's not a you the best player. This is what we do. No, this is my system. Can you fit my system? If you can, this is what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? He got. You know how many defensive players Spags got paid from his system?
A lot. Yeah.
Like back. I'm talking back to like Giants days. They
Yeah.
got paid from his system.
Yeah.
Like people sleep on Spags, man. I'm glad he here in Kansas City. Like,
But yeah, let's go to the aftermath of this Chiefs loss to the Bills because I don't understand how NFL math works, but the Lions
mm-hmm.
beat one of the worst teams in the league by 40
Yeah,
points, and the
52-6.
Chiefs
Yeah,
lose to one of the
off of
best
walk-off
teams in
touchdowns.
the league, and that means that one team that means the Lions are better because they won a blowout to one of the worst teams in the league with a top 5 pick right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the Chiefs lose to maybe the third or fourth best team in the league, and that means
Mm-hmm.
they're not the Super Bowl favorites anymore.
The Chiefs, which lost to the fourth best team in their schedule. I mean, in the NFL,
Yes.
but beat the third best team in the NFL, is now the second best team in the NFL because the second best team in the NFL beat the 32nd best.
Yeah.
Is it?
By
Yeah, like
40,
it.
yeah, because they scored 52 points. Didn't you see them
Yes,
score 52
because
points?
if I'm not mistaken, no other team dropped 20 fucking plus points against the Jags.
Now,
Like
who did the Lions lose their game to? Do you remember?
uh Lions lost to Rams? No.
Uh, let me see real
Cardinals.
quick because I don't even remember. I ain't gonna lie. Oh yeah, a team that nobody cares about because for the last 4 weeks they haven't had any wide receivers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They lost to the Bucks 20-16. So you can lose to a team we would not put anywhere near
Mm.
the Lions, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Steelers, fuck the Chargers, the
I think we
the
had the Bucks as a
Eagles, the
sneaky NFC team
Packers.
though before.
They're nowhere
If
near
they
any of
was
those
healthy,
teams.
the Bucks would have been real stupid crazy this year. But
But right now, so the math means that the Lions can lose to the Buccaneers, and that
mm,
means less than the Chiefs losing to the Bills and the MVP favorite right now. But that doesn't mean anything. It means they blew out. Like I just don't understand the NFL math. Like the Vegas
but the
math
thing
of that.
about
That doesn't make any
the
sense.
Vegas, let's do it like this. Vegas somehow got something against the Chiefs. I don't know. It's because the Raiders now moved to the Vegas, and now they have to have something against the Chiefs. But
Man,
even after being back-to-back Super Bowl champions, after the Super Bowl, they were still second in Vegas odds to win the Super Bowl for this year.
yeah.
They were second to win the Super Bowl last year, the year they won. So it's just like it don't matter. Vegas,
But how
and
wouldn't
then
it make more sense that the
before, but,
Bills?
but before the Bills, before we lost to the Bills, we was undefeated from last Christmas,
Yeah,
and we were still underdogs in 5 of those games. So Vegas, at the end of the day, Vegas has something against the Chiefs. Do we know what it is? No.
I don't understand
Maybe
it.
it's a money thing that Vegas understands that we don't.
And the other sick
Maybe.
thing I didn't like also was the I okay, we can we can
Oh,
I
that was a
think
horrible kick.
Josh Allen can be the MVP. He deserves to be in that race right now.
Just give
Hands
him the
down,
MVP,
right?
please. I don't want Lamar.
I know. I'm cool with that. I said it last time. I'd be more cool if the Chiefs lost and that pushed Josh Allen into the MVP race. What I was not prepared for, and I should have, because it's been fucking 4 straight years. We talked about it last year. We're gonna have to fucking start talking about it again. Josh Allen. I listened to Colin Cowherd and John Middlecoff do a podcast where they said Colin Cowherd compared Josh Allen to Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron James, John Elway, and Dan Marino, and said that that obviously Josh Allen is more talented than Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes just has a better coach. They go on to say, the other guy, John Milkoff, goes on to say that, hey, why do we act like the Chiefs have the Bills' number when they've beat them 3 straight times in the regular season? And then continues to say, these games are just like playoff games. People need to stop. People need to stop
But what
doing that.
happens during the playoffs, though?
They lose. They play the
Right.
Chiefs and they lose the same way they win. They win close games in the regular season, then they lose the close games in the playoffs. Regular
Right.
season games, no matter the environment, are not just like playoff
Because
games.
because one team handles it like it is a playoff game, and then you showing us all your cards while the other team is not playing all their cards and they still keeping it close. So then when the playoffs do come, they can play
Oh
all their
shit!
cards and you don't know what's going on.
But what is people's obsession with? It's like people are just waiting to be like, Patrick Mahomes sucks and Josh Allen is the greatest quarterback of all time.
I think they're trying to do that about everybody.
Why? But why is it so? Why
And then
why is it
playoffs
so
come and it's like we
reactionary?
can't doubt this guy.
Is it just
Because
because you
Tom
have to do this
Brady,
week to week?
because it's yes, because they don't want to see somebody else just run the league like Tom Brady did, and they want to have
They want some.
arguments
We want
because
storylines and parody and okay,
there
cool.
was no parody
We don't
back in
have
it. The
that.
other parody was Peyton Manning beating
Yeah,
Tom
there's
Brady in the
never
regular
been
season,
parody in
and
the
then
NFL. This is not the
the,
NBA, bro, where motherfuckers just Dirk wins a ring because it just happened. Like that this is not the NBA. Jokic just comes out of nowhere and wins a ring. Like this is not that. The NFL is. It's been 100 years in the NFL. You tell me a 10-year window where there was real parity in the league, where one team didn't win multiple, go to the AFC Championship a bunch, win multiple championships. When was that? Are we talking about? We're talking about one span of time from 2010 to 2016. We talking about 5 years? Is that what we're talking about? Is that the parity that in a span of 100 years of the NFL, we talking about one little span of time for 5 years where Tom Brady wasn't winning rings, and we had the Cam Newton making it to the Super Bowl and Peyton Manning winning one and
yeah,
fucking
Russell
and
Wilson.
Russell Wilson and Joe Flacco and Matt Ryan makes it to a Super
Yeah,
Bowl. Like
but Tom Brady
the
was still
Eagles
going to the
win.
AFC Championship and
Exactly.
playoffs and
But
things
is
like
that what we're
that.
talking
Like,
about? This one little gap where
but the
the
thing
league
about it
wasn't
is,
ran by a dynastic
yeah,
team.
but the thing about it is they have yet to see Patrick Mahomes not make it to the AFC Championship.
Yeah,
So it's just like,
but that's what I
okay,
mean. Like there is no
so oh damn, that was a dot.
parity in the NFL is not realistic. For whatever
I
reason, it
just feel
is.
like Patrick. I just feel like Patrick Mahomes. Is it bad to say like maybe because I'm that type of like if the situation in hands then I'm gonna use it to my advantage and I might think I don't know maybe I want to maybe because I think like them and I do the same damn thing but is it sad is it bad to say like these niggas really are just trying shit and then when playoffs come they flip another switch and then he knows not to throw picks and do things like other out the norm,
I don't
like, and
know.
he has that switch. Like, is it?
And then
He showed us. I
we are
don't know. Like,
watching. I understand. You want somebody
he's
like
a
the Lions to be
madman.
good. You
He's
want somebody
playing
like
like a
yeah.
madman.
You want Lamar to be more than what's happening. You want Josh Allen to be more than what he's doing. We did it with C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love, who this year me and you haven't talked about. Why? Because they're just regular guys. They've just been regular guys. Like, tell me the difference between Geno Smith and C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love this year. There's not really one. You know what I mean? That's why there is not parity in the league because there are just guys that are better than other guys. And it just is that simple. And
Uh,
because the game comes down to so many components, the quarterback, the decision maker on every single play, dominates and dictates what teams are good. Now, if you have one person that's at a high, it's always been like this. The only time a team didn't have basically the best quarterback at the time was the Cowboys dynasty. If you go
oh
back and
shit.
look through all of that shit, it's all been the same
Or
thing.
that 2000 Ravens team, the one that
Yeah,
won the Super Bowl with
but
Trent
even
Dilfer.
but even that that's
It's just
just
like,
one. I'm talking
well, I'm
about the
saying that one
dynasties.
year.
Like if you look at the great teams that took over the league, the Patriots for 15 years, the Chiefs right now. You throw Peyton Manning in there. How many times did he make the AFC Championship? You go back to the 90s, you had the Cowboys, but with the Cowboys you had a great defense, you had one of the best running backs of all time and one of the best wide
Right.
receivers of all time. Then you go back to the 80s, you had Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. Then you go back to the 70s, you had Terry Bradshaw and the
58 in
Steelers
that
defense.
weather.
Damn, boy, it's snowing. It's 58 degrees outside.
And I had him. That's crazy because I had him making 2 field goals too. I don't think that's gonna happen tonight.
Sheesh. But yeah, it's like it's not realistic. I know you want the Lions to be this awesome team, but like they
But
are.
I mean, Nick
But
Wright
I
put up
don't
some.
understand how they're like. Come on,
Nick Wright
man.
put up some good stats today about the Lions, and the Lions offense or team looks just like the same Rams team Jared Goff took to the Super Bowl and only scored 3 points, and it was the most prolific offense in NFL history. And then somehow they got to the Super Bowl and played the best defense and lost.
Yeah, and that's how it
So
be.
and only scored 3 points. And I remember that because I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a Rams Chiefs Super Bowl," and
Yep.
somehow that's the same year we lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship overtime, and
Yeah.
Patriots won 13-3. And I'm just like, and that was Tom Brady's 6th Super Bowl, and
Yep.
I'm like,
Imagine
you
if we
mother,
got there.
that would have been a cracking ass Super Bowl. I tell you that
Oh
much
yeah.
because it would have been the two
A
worst
rematch of that
defenses
other game
against
too.
that
They played that.
54-52.
Yeah, one of
Yeah,
the
I know that
greatest
Monday night
Monday night
game.
games of all time.
Nigga, when I tell you, I was like, "What the?" And I remember that. You remember we that's when
Yeah,
we
we.
both worked at the damn
Yeah.
warehouse
Yep.
together, and we was like, "What the fuck, bro?"
That shit was wild, bro.
That same
Ah,
year, we was like, "Dog, those conversations about the Chiefs was those was the
hilarious,
years of those conversations."
man.
But yeah, so that's what the Chiefs. It is what it is, man. We always go long about it because I just don't like. I mean, I feel like our fans is getting a little spoiled, and I don't like it.
I get
Like
that.
they don't understand like football and like
Yeah,
how hard it really is to do what they're
that's
doing, regardless
ridiculous.
of the situation.
It's a ridiculous
Like,
thing that's happening, and a lot of people are taking that for
yeah,
granted. It is
yeah, and
ridiculous.
they more mad about how they're playing rather than basking in like, I'm glad we can even still do this and talk about how good we are.
Yeah,
And
and me,
it's
I
really
like
killing
nitpicking the shit because I know some of the
but
ins
it's
and
killing
outs.
everybody else emotion who's really just like every time I get on Facebook after Pat Mahomes throw a pick or a fumble, here the Chiefs go, or Pat Mahomes doing this, and then every time I get on Facebook, it's just like, bro, like it's
Relax.
the first quarter,
Yeah,
like what are we doing? Like y'all are so quick to get on
everybody
Facebook and
relax.
get
Yeah,
mad about some shit rather than just be like, okay, it's cool. It's just like every
boy.
time I seen Pat throw a pick, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He got it. I look at his facial expression. I look at his body movements. I be like, he know what he doing. He go right back to the tablet. I'm like, they looking at it right now.
Yep.
Like
What
I
happened?
just I understand where he's at. It's just like, oh, I don't want to do that again. And then he's back on it again. Like that's all you want. But I'm thinking about it as a athlete point, is not as a fan
Yeah,
point. Only because I mean, I just feel like I don't know. I play sports all weekend. If I throw a pick in one of my games, I'm just like, damn, what did I do? What the play call was? I'm just like, shit, I can't do it like that no more. Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. A lot of these players, I maybe overanalyze shit as a fan. I'm supposed to be a fan, but I feel like I overanalyze it. Whatever.
That same.
Go Chiefs. Go
And
Chiefs.
I ain't. Yeah, boy.
Whatever.
All
Go
right,
Chiefs.
let's jump in. Let's do our top tens, and we can get out of here, man. You got your top 10 prepared, or are you going off the dome?
Shit, I'm just my top 10. I don't, do I even like 10 teams right now? Shit.
I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
so deep in the season.
It's
I don't
rough.
even like
Top
nobody.
10 was
I don't
rough.
even like. Let me look at what the NFL think they top
Oh
10 is. And
God,
I'm
the
I'm gonna
top
be
10
like,
was
nah.
disgusting. All right, I'll give you mine
I
first
can tell
then.
you who my 1 and 2 is. Like
All right, start. You give me your
my
one and two, and then
my
I'll give you the
Chiefs is my
rest.
one for
Okay,
you. I'm not
with you.
moving the Chiefs for number one because they lost to the Bills.
Same.
Like we're not finna do this.
Yep.
Like and as much as I respect the the Lions, I feel like the Bills is number two.
Same. Yep.
Like it's like it's like what are we doing here?
Same.
Like though that's one like the Lions is so lucky they're in NFC because I
That's
could
my
have the
thing.
top four be AFC and then they just being sitting at 5 if I really wanted.
Well, here,
Because
let
I
me
could
give you
say
mine real quick so you can see because I have a take that's very similar to that because I got Chiefs. Obviously, we match up Chiefs 1, Bills 2, Lions 3. I would imagine that's
Right.
probably your third, right?
That's yes.
Fourth for me is Ravens. And
Yes,
it's
that was
just
my fourth.
because, like,
That's easy.
their defense,
That's the
I don't
top
know
four
what's going on.
teams.
Yeah. Fifth,
But it's simple. It's week 11. That's the top four
yeah.
teams.
Fifth might be a little, that's where shit can get weird because I have the
I like
Steelers
the.
fifth.
I was about to say I like the
I
Steelers
got Steelers
5.
five.
Like
The
I like the.
defense, they do just enough on offense. Like you can win like that. You can win.
Yeah,
They've obviously won a lot of games playing that way. They kicked 6 field goals last week and beat the Ravens, who we have listed fourth.
yeah.
So
My Steelers. If I had 5, Steelers would be in my top 5 right now. So those top 5s.
now it gets weird after that. I ain't gonna hold you. It gets weird. We're probably not gonna agree the rest of the way down now. 6, I have the Texans just because I
No.
trust their team. It's just getting it together on offense, on third down, and in the red zone. I've been saying it all year, and they still have the same problems. I don't know what it is with they play calling. I'm not that in depth and in tune with play calling and schemes in the NFL to know what the fuck they calling on a down to down basis to know why they're struggling in the red zone and on third down. But if they can just get that, and Nico Collins is back. To me, that's the big kicker. Nico is back. He made a big difference this past week, and I think I got them 6 right there because I think they can get it together. I think they can get their red zone issues together now.
It's crazy because now that I'm thinking about it, I got 3 teams that could fall from that 6, 7, 6 because that was their 6 team, right?
Yep.
6, 7, and 8 spot,
Yep.
which can all be candidates for all those because the arguments all fit for them.
Mm-hmm.
It will be who'd you say again?
I got Texans at 6.
Right. So I would say Texans wouldn't. I don't think the Texans can beat. Now, right now, Chargers, Broncos, Commanders. I feel like all would be right. will be right there with like I don't think, and then the Texans like those 4 teams will be all right there. Will be like
Let
6,
me
7, 8,
give you the
9.
rest of
Like
mine, right? Because at 10, I had a real problem with 10. So
10 is hard.
I got
10 will
4
be,
teams that you could put
yeah.
10.
That could be like 49ers, Cardinals,
so what?
Packers.
Let me give you what I had.
And things like
because you
that.
missing a team. 7 and 8. So I got Chiefs 1, Bills 2, Lions 3, Ravens 4, Steelers 5, Texans 6, Chargers at 7, the Eagles at 8.
Oh, I forgot about the Eagles. Yeah,
Commanders 9, and then 10. I put the Vikings there because the record, but I have the Vikings, Cardinals, Packers, Broncos. You could all. If you told me they were your 10, I would be like, you know what? I agree with you.
And what I don't, I'm telling people now, man. The Broncos sneaking into the playoffs. A lot of people won't like.
Oh, I don't know
I don't
why.
think a lot. I don't think a lot.
It's coming. They're probably gonna make the playoffs.
I'm just saying, like, as in, like, it might be a harder out than these teams think. That defense is tough.
Ridiculous. I seen it in
that defense
person.
Is real tough.
When I tell you, seeing it in person, you see how fast and
watching
big they are.
Week in and week out, and now Bo Nix is people forget Bo Nix is 25, which means he's not a young guy, so he's starting to get into what we see from Bo Nix is what's going to be
every
Bo
week.
Nix.
He's getting better week to week, and it's not a lot. He's not throwing for 300 yards. That's not his game. That's not his style.
He's playing Sean Payton's offense.
If you telling me that you see a gigantic difference between young Jared Goff and Bo Nix, you would be a liar. Because Jared Goff had way better weapons and probably a better offensive scheme when he was younger with the Rams. Yeah, like Rams.
Yeah,
Jared
Todd
Goff.
Gurley.
Like you telling me that Bo Nix has so much less on his side on offense than Jared Goff had, and I see very simple. Hey, I'm just gonna hit the check down, hit the check. You know what? I hate to evoke the name of the great Chiefs quarterback that I always kind of slam a little bit. He's
Alex
very
Smith.
Alex Smith like
Yeah.
extremely like Alex Smith, which is a good thing here. Which is like, hey, solid dude that's just gonna do what if you give it to him, he's gonna take it. So you can't give it to him. Like you cannot give him these little quick actions over and over again because he's gonna take those and he's gonna make something work. Now, here's the thing: like we were talking
I
about
don't know.
the,
I
the
just feel like
Broncos sneaking in. Hold on, the
Broncos and
schedule.
Char. Yeah.
Here's their schedule: Raiders, Browns, Colts is their next three.
What is it?
So if they win two of the three, because those are three AFC games. Colts are in
What
the
is it?
race.
Oh, Coast. Yeah.
No. Yeah, this is the Broncos schedule. So Raiders versus the Browns versus the Colts at Chargers at Bengals versus the Chiefs week 18, which they might be sitting people.
We might be. Yeah, we might be seeing
So
people
you
in
need
here.
4 wins. You can beat the Raiders. You can beat the Browns.
Yeah.
You can beat the Colts. You can beat the Bengals. You can beat the Chargers. And then the Chiefs
That
might
Bengals
not
game
be
still might be
playing.
hard.
That's
That
all
that Bengals
6.
that Bengals game might be a little tough because they still might be fighting
But
for
the
a wild
problem is
card.
you have the opposite matchup. Your defense is going crazy. They can't block. Let's be honest. The Bengals can't block for shit. So you
They
telling
never been
me
able to.
Zach Allen
That's why.
or Zach
That's
Allen?
second.
Who's 99? Zach Allen. 99 on the Broncos is a monster.
Oh yeah.
Like seeing him in person, that dude is a monster.
Was that Pickens? Pickens.
He's gonna kill the Bengals line if he's healthy
That man
in
Pickens
that
been
game.
going
Yeah,
crazy.
Pickens is nasty. Well, I mean that's the only
Somebody
receiver they got.
side note. Somebody said Pickens was better than Jamar Chase, and
Stop. No,
that
stop.
was like we had to go crazy on his ass on Facebook.
The
But
question I have for you: Do you think I just seen the catch? Jesus, do you think 11 wins get you into the playoffs as the wild card in the
in the
AFC?
AFC,
Yeah,
it might get you the 7th seed because we got to think Chiefs,
I'm pulling it up now so we can look.
Ravens. Yeah,
See
11
what it
would
is right now.
11 would win should right.
Because right now they're 7 with 6, and so yeah.
Yeah, 11 wins
Because
should.
8
Yeah,
through
in it
16 is terrible. Like because 8 is
right.
Colts are 5-6, Dolphins are 4-6, Bengals are
And
4
they
and
not
7.
winning. Yeah, and they not winning
So
6
right now, this
games.
ain't a
They less
sneak
than
in. If they beat the Colts,
no.
they're in. Like all they have to do is
Who?
just win 3, and beat the Colts, and you're in,
Right.
guaranteed in. Because there's no like the Bengals, like that's such a long shot. Like right now, their playoff probability is 13%. The Dolphins is 13%. If you beat the Colts, the Broncos are in the playoffs, no matter what their record is. Really, all they got to do is not lose every game.
I think they making it regardless.
So you want the matchups, right? Bills Broncos. Do you like that matchup? That's a good game. I think.
Really do. That's a real good matchup.
Steelers
I actually do
Ravens
like
is the
that.
3-6,
It's
and
I like
Texans
another
Chargers.
divisional. All those are
That's
good
a great
matchups. Those are all good. Like no. I'm not even bullshitting. Like you got the Bills, Josh Allen, probably your MVP against one of the best defense in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix going against a real shaky defense that is gettable.
Yeah,
depending on what
he
they
can
going
make some
into.
shit happen. Yeah,
And then you got another divisional rival with the Steelers, Ravens. We never know. Obviously, it's gonna be in. Actually, right now is in Pittsburgh.
yeah.
So we don't know what that is. And then you got Chargers.
Texans.
You said Chargers, Texans, and Texas and Houston.
Yeah, in Houston, 2 young quarterbacks that don't have a lot.
And I can see the Chargers winning that and giving Herbert his first win.
Hey,
like
the NFC is a little different though. There's one matchup in here in particular that's really kind of sad. 2-7 is Eagles Commanders. Solid. I like that.
I like that. The division game.
Yeah. 3-6 is Cardinals Packers, which you could tell me any version of how that game goes.
That's two of your. That's both. Yeah. You gonna be happy regardless how it goes. They're your boys.
That's what I was just about to say. You could tell me that game goes any way. Blowout one way, blowout the other way, close game.
Them
overtime.
Your boys.
It don't matter. I'm sitting there.
Regardless,
like, hey.
next year you're gonna be like, didn't you see so and so in the playoffs?
Now the Packers version of this makes me feel a little sad. Like Cardinals, I called that the whole way. Like all off
No, you got
season.
no. You thought the Packers was gonna be it this
I
year,
did. They're still 7-3. That's the craziest
but
part.
you also thought
They're
the
not playing
Cardinals was gonna
well.
be it this year too,
Yes,
though.
and they are. Hey, Kyler Murray third in QBR right
Okay,
now. Third in
that division
QBR.
is sad.
Now,
So
I
like,
also wanted to point out, I forgot to mention in our MVP debate, not debate, but when we brought it up earlier, Saquon should be in the MVP.
it
Nick
should
Wright
be
brought up
the
that
MVP
stat.
favorite.
Saquon has gotten them to the 1 yard line 9 times, and they ran
Yeah,
a tush push 8 times, 8 of those 9 times. That's fucked up.
right.
He can have 18
And then
touchdowns.
and then the one time they handed it off to him, he lost yards.
Yeah, and then the other side of that was somebody said that they were talking about how the Chiefs didn't have as many drops this year as they did last year, and so I was wondering, where do the Chiefs rank in pass attempts? Like, are they throwing the ball more than other? Because they're fourth in drops. They have the fourth least drops in the league. So I was like, are they throwing the ball as much as like all the other teams? They're basically dead middle. They're like 14th or something like that.
Yeah, because when we got Kareem Hunt 5 weeks ago, we started running the ball more.
But wait, that's the one that caught my eye was not that. The team that caught my eye was the Eagles are dead last in passing attempts.
Yeah,
266, and they're eight
Jalen
and
Hurts is running
two.
the ball. Yeah, Jalen Hurts is running
They're
more,
eight and
and
two. Saquon's
Saquon.
leading the league. Well, he's second in the league in rushing. Like,
Yeah,
he's got a really good argument. He's basically carrying that team to wins. But
but guess what? If they give it to Saquon this year, I want y'all to rewrite the history books and give that motherfucker to Jamal Charles too, because y'all
man,
just giving it to Saquon because he's what 75% of the offense when Jamal Charles was 90% of the Chiefs'
yeah,
offense back then.
yeah.
Like the hell, like what we gonna like?
Like,
So now it's just based on best player on the
mm-hmm.
one of the best teams,
Yeah,
not who's the most valuable. And that's what it really is. It's just like
yeah.
best
It's
player.
sad.
If your team record,
But it's
that
not
might as well
even
come out
that.
and say
It's just
team
becoming
record has something to do
who's the
with it.
best quarterback because we're trying to give it to Lamar again, and they're not the best team. They're not the
Yeah.
second best team. You know what I mean? Oh, let me
And
give you
now
the
he's
sad
losing
matchup.
votes. Now
Yeah,
he's losing votes is because he's losing votes because it's like, okay,
we're
well,
gonna give him a third
he's
MVP,
not
and he
even
can't
number one.
throw
He's
fifty
not
percent.
even and he's not even number one in his division.
Yeah,
Like how we about to give it to somebody who's a wild card
who's gonna
quarterback.
come in at
Like
wild card? Yeah. Oh, the
good
sad
luck.
NFC
Go.
matchup. The 4-5 matchup is sad.
Oh yeah. It was the Bucks right
Mm-mm.
now, and I mean the Falcons.
Falcons Vikings
Falcons
is the
and
4-5.
that's the game that's not gonna get no views.
Nobody's watching that.
But right now, who would you think win? Who winning?
Vikings.
Yeah, I
Vikings.
don't think so.
I think they.
I
I
don't know
don't.
who's winning that.
I don't know how I don't think the Falcons will be able to score on the Vikings. Like the Vikings,
The
the
Vikings gonna
real.
drop 50 on them. Falcons
That's the
defense is
quiet
horrible.
part. The quiet part about the Vikings is their defense is great this year, essentially, and it's basically letting the Vikings kind of fuck off on offense some games. That's why they've been kind of quiet because early season they was lighting shit up. Now they're off a little bit, but the defense is just carrying them. Hey, we just enough. They should be 9-1. Also, that's the other part. You take the face mask away, they're 9-1.
Yeah, well, I
Like,
don't like doing if arguments with
but
anybody
that was
because
a
it's like
clear. He literally his head was turned around like the Exorcist in the end zone, and they ended the game
I
on
get
that.
it. I get it. I
But
get it. It was a penalty, but
I don't believe in them
as
as a good team, though. That's why it's still one of the sad. Now the NFC does have. It's going to be more fun down the stretch because they have Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Buccaneers, who all have,
right,
and the Bears, who all are 5-5 or 4-6. And
right,
all it takes is two teams to start making a run. All of a sudden, we look up and be like, how the fuck
because
did
they
the
all they
49ers
all about to
win the
start
division
playing each other.
again? Yeah, like, how did the 49ers
Yeah,
win the division again and get the 3 seed? Like, what just happened? But yeah, it's starting to. I feel like this year is going in reverse, where it was like, hey, this year started off weird and kind of awkward and hard to discuss because it's just like everybody kind of sucks, and everything's still kind of going exactly the way we thought it was going to go. So it's hard to just have conversations on podcasts, listen to sports talk on TV and radio because it was people just making shit up or people just forcing topics. You know what I mean? And now we're getting to. I was saying this yesterday at work. Like, bring back 4 preseason games and the starters play in at least a full preseason game. I think that will kind of help the beginning of the season get started a little bit. Because it took till week 7, 8, 9 for this season to start like feeling like
Bring back
falling into
bring
shape.
back the practices where they could fucking hit. I don't give a
That
fuck if
too.
you take a like if they can hit in practice, then
Well,
that's cool. But it's just like
secret to everybody, the good teams hit still.
well,
Like,
obviously.
you know what I mean? Like, the good teams in the league still hit and they get better week by week because they hitting. They practicing in pads. Like, whoa, who would have thought practicing in pads could make you better at football? Holy shit. But yeah, we'll just go there, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed giving it to you. And we will see you next week.
Peace. Shout out to my Longhorns.
That was a soft shout out.
Until playoffs come.
Oh man, it's like, all right.
And then we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back on it when playoffs come. But right now,
Okay.
it's shout out to my
Hey,
Longhorns. Hook them
also
horns, man.
shout out to KU basketball again.
Oh my god.